offensive of all of them, I think. I think Eddie Murphy gets away with it because at least he's not in blackface. That would be really bad. I mean, if the movie went there, that would be pretty terrible.
And
right,
that
Aaron?
leads
Ah,
us
shit.
to Lionel.
Your back.
Welcome to Cinematic Problematic. I am Erin Maxwell.
And I'm Christina Reddick.
And today we are going to look at the film Trading Places, the important cinematic adventure that asks us the question, do you want to funk? Inspired by Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. This was a movie originally written for Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, and then added a well-known scream queen when those two were unavailable. So now starring Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, a 24-year-old Jamie Lee Curtis, and Don Ameche and Ralph Bellamy with Paul Gleason as Beaks. This movie was a hit when it came out, made for $15 million, and it grossed over $90 million worldwide. It cemented the star status of all of its cast and its director, Jonathan Landis, making him a blockbuster director. Taking on classism and racism, this movie was voted one of the top comedies of all time by Premiere Magazine.
Oh, Premiere.
Yay. But despite all of its success, it is not without a few glaring issues, and that is what we are here to discuss today.
Yeah, we're going to discuss how we should be horrified by this movie while we love it. All right, so I'm going to first do what we do and just talk about my first time seeing this movie and my recollections of it as a child. So I was a little bit older when I saw this one, like maybe, I mean, and when I say older, I mean like 10 or something. Like I didn't see it, I don't think, immediately when it came out. So Eddie Murphy was still like on fire. Like he was like still like super popular and everything. And I remember watching this movie and not really thinking anything of how bad this bet was that these two guys did. Because I had no moral center. I was 10, so whatever. And then I remember hearing the N-word was really shocking because it always just was back then. Like when you're a little kid, you hear that word and you're just like, that hurts. And so I think that was like the most shocking part of it. The rest of it I just found hilarious. Like I had no problems with it whatsoever. But I think that once I grew up, I did start to see some of the problematic issues with it. So yeah, I mean, I've loved this movie forever. I've only watched it maybe, I think 5 times in my life, probably total. Most of them way longer ago. Up until recently, and I was expecting it to be way worse than what I recall from it, but it actually, like, there's a couple of like glaring things that are bad, but other than that, it's just kind of like a fun 80s comedy. But we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to the bad stuff. What was your experience like?
This was the first movie where I saw boobs. I was
congratulations.
I know, it's very exciting. I saw it on HBO. I was very excited. And when it came to the party scene where Ray Valentine invited everybody over to the house from the bar so he can show off his new digs, and all of the women started taking off their tops, that's where I saw boobs. I mean, I had seen boobs before outside of my family, but not like other boobs. I mean, okay, I also went to like a Loman's dressing room and you saw like old lady boobs there. But this was like the first time you saw like nice boobs.
But wait a second. Okay, so you must have seen this one a little bit later too. I'm guessing you didn't see it like right when it came out because there were other movies like Revenge of the Nerds, obviously, that definitely showed boobs.
I saw an edited version of Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh God.
Yes.
Was it like 10 minutes long?
It did not have as much breasts as you would imagine. And I did see that later on, like a fully one. But this is the one where I did see full on nudity.
Wow. So you must have seen this one maybe like right when it came out or around that time?
Yeah. So I would say like it took like a year and a half, I guess, to get to cable. So that's like a year and a half. So I want to say it was like 84.
Okay, because the 80s were obsessed with boobs. There were boobs everywhere. It was just like they got carte blanche to like show boobs, and like every movie tried to find a way to show boobs.
Right. My parents were actually really, well, not my dad as much. My mom tried really hard to keep our childhood boob free.
Oh, my mom tried too.
Yeah.
So much in vain. I remember seeing Dangerous Liaisons in the theater, and she kept on trying to cover my eyes. And I was like, nice try, woman. Do you know who my father is?
Oh, yeah. My mom tried to take us to Educating Rita, and like all of her attempts to educate us failed.
Oh, man.
Like, we're not going to be cultured.
We will not be held back.
We're going to go home and watch the Pac-Man cartoon and undo all of your efforts.
Oh, man.
But yeah, saw it, loved it, had no idea how this movie ended when I was a child. Like, I knew that they won, but I just didn't understand the ending. I had no concept of why they won, how they won, and like, because I just didn't understand how the stock market worked.
I still kind of don't get it myself. And I have been studying the stock market for the past few years, and I'm still kind of confused by it. But it doesn't really matter. It's like they won. It's like when I watch Industry, it's like that show might as well be in Spanish or Chinese or something to me because I don't neither of those languages. And that's what it sounds like they're speaking to me sometimes. I'm just like, I have no freaking idea what you're saying. And I just wait to see a character freaking out. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. That's bad. Something bad's happening. So that's how I read the stock market is by reading other people's facial expressions.
I just knew that the rich guys are now poor. The poor guys are now rich.
Yay.
Everybody's happy. All the wrongs have been righted. And everybody's happy now.
The racists lose.
Yeah,
Yay!
the racists lose.
We like them losing. We don't like them toying with people's lives. Okay. Are we ready to go into the charges against the film?
Yes. So now we're going to go deep into the charges against the film. Please lead the way.
All right. Okay. So I think like the first thing that is probably the most egregious is like the premise alone of this bet, right? So as we all know, the Duke brothers, I think it's like what, Mortimer and Randolph?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mortimer is like the one that's less bad, right? And Randolph is the bad one.
They're both terrible.
Okay. So
they're equally terrible for different reasons, but they're both terrible at the end.
So the crime here is gambling with people's lives and effectively using their power to completely strip Dan Aykroyd of his wealth, his home, his standing, his job, everything, and giving that to Eddie Murphy as just a game. This was like a game to them. Let's challenge our like nature versus nurture thoughts with these two men, and let's completely upend their lives in different ways and see if we're right, and we're going to bet $1 for it. All the while holding very racist thoughts about Black people, one way more than others, I will say. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest crime. Like the premise alone, the very premise of the film is a crime. I don't know if they could do this today. I'm not entirely sure they could pull it off because I think people are like, they just don't have the stomach for it. Like, even though I still love this movie, like I adore this movie, but the premise alone, like I feel like you couldn't even ask the question today.
I mean, we've seen the premise before in movies like Can't Hardly Wait or She's All That. We've just seen it with like lower risk.
Oh yeah, way lower risk.
Way
It's
lower
like,
risk.
Yeah.
And also like there is the implication that they make where they've done this hundreds of times.
Oh yeah, no, oh yeah,
They have ruined hundreds, if not thousands, of lives with their little petty games.
Yeah, but it seems like this is like the first time that they've tried it in this kind of context, though. You know, it's like let's take a completely like destitute Black man who has turned to a life of crime or whatever they say, and let's swap places and see if he's just given the right, like if he's given like the right opportunities and the right privileges, then he's going to excel just as much as the white person. Now, at the end of it, one could argue that it is making an argument for the nurture argument, right? Which says that like if you give people like the right resources, they will flourish. So in a sense, like in the end, you could argue that it's trying to say something positive, but the way that they get there, oh my God.
I mean, is it
bad.
shocking that if you treat someone with a little fucking dignity that they're going to like thrive in that situation?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's obvious to us, right?
Yeah.
It's obvious to us. I don't think that there's any question there. But yeah, like the premise alone is super cringe. And as you're kind of like watching it go down, you're just like, ooh, yeah, I remember this. It's like, I didn't think a thing of it when I was a kid, though. Like, didn't think one thing of it. I was just like, yeah, okay, like, go ahead and run the bet. Like, it just didn't even cross my mind, really, until they got, like, like I said, hearing, like, the N-word at the end. I was just like, oof, okay, this isn't good anymore. This is bad. I want to see them go down.
And usually using the N-word in any movie would give anybody pause, as it should. But because they are the villains, you want them to go down even more.
Yes.
You want to see them fail.
Yes.
Because they're evil.
'Cause
And
they're
you know that because of their use of language.
Yes, yes. Yeah, if it wasn't clear at the beginning of the movie, it's certainly clear towards the end in the bathroom scene where Eddie Murphy's character is hiding in the stall and overhears the Dukes talking about the bet. And I think that's when they drop it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they drop the line. All right. Yeah, that's like the biggest one. That's the big enchilada. Are any more thoughts on the premise?
On the premise itself, there is lessons to be learned. Like, I feel like Winthorpe did need to learn a lesson there because I think he's supposed to be like in his 20s, even though Dan Aykroyd, I don't think was in his 20s.
Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't look in her 20s.
No, but she
looks
was
incredible.
24.
I know.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And Eddie Murphy was 21.
Oh, I believe that for sure. I totally believe that.
And I'm going to say this several times, and Eddie Murphy is absolutely fantastic in this movie.
Oh my God, he's so
This
good.
is prime Eddie Murphy.
No.
This is why he is a star.
He's a genius.
Absolute genius.
He's a
Yes.
genius. We love him.
But as for the experiment itself, the only good you could have gotten out of this experiment was the fact that Winthorpe learned something,
Oh, yeah. No, Winthorpe is a dick.
because he is an absolute dick.
And you take a lot of, or at least I took a lot of pleasure in watching him lose everything.
Yes.
Because he's such a pompous asshole, and he's like one of those guys that, you know, sees a black man on the street and starts screaming, he's trying to rob me. This man's trying to rob me. You know, it's like, it's like you kind of do want to see this guy go down, but you have to kind of like give Dan Aykroyd a little bit of credit too, because he does take this character from being like somewhat despicable and totally unlikable to like seeing him down in the dumps, to see him kind of turn over a new leaf and whatever. Like, he hits bottom in a pretty memorable way. But,
That Santa is
the Santa.
so good. I mean, I'm still waiting for Halloween for someone to do that Santa. Just
With the
like
salmon stuck in his beard.
yeah, just like sit across from me at a party eating salmon out of his beard, and like so I could just do a slow clap.
Oh my God, somebody needs to do that now.
I'm gonna talk my husband into doing. I'll be Ophelia, and then he'll be like salmon eating Santa.
I know you have to get like the beard all matted and sooty.
Yeah.
You know, and like just really
There's no
gross.
other way.
No,
It
there's no
has
other way.
to
And you have
be.
to like carry around a flask in your like Santa pocket.
For
like
a
the coat
group
pocket.
costume, you just have other people dressed as disgusted bus people looking at you.
Oh, or they could be the characters from the train.
Yeah.
Shall we go into that? I'm sorry.
Our next crime.
Our next crime. Aaron doesn't even want to talk about it. Do you want me to talk about it first? Or do you want to go?
I would feel more comfortable if you were to talk about it first.
Oh, I do have more protection naturally
Yes.
when talking about these
And then
things.
I will agree with you enthusiastically.
Yeah, with everything I say, just nod and
Yes.
say yes. Yes, you're right. That was really bad. Okay, so the next one, I don't even know how you describe. I had a hard time even naming what this crime is, because it is like a movie's worth of stereotypes into like one 5-minute scene. It's like all of like the bad things that happen in like Revenge of the Nerds in like one confined scene. So Beaks has the briefcase with the numbers from like the orange juice fucking futures or whatever the fuck it is, right? The stuff that the Dukes want. He has the briefcase in the train car. And the idea is to intercept this and do a little bit of a switcheroo with the briefcases, right? So our cast of characters who are now all friends, Eddie Murphy's character, Ray Valentine, Winthorpe, Ophelia, and the butler. I forget his name. Coleman, Denholm Elliot. Thank you, Denholm. So they all go in at various times in disguise. And the first one to enter is Eddie Murphy's character, who is from Cameroon. And the best thing about this character is he walks in, and I don't even know what you call this device, but he's like swatting imaginary flies away from himself on a bus or a train that has no flies on it, by the way. But the implication is that he's so used to swatting flies away that it's just part of his natural movement as a person from Cameroon. And he sits down and does like the stereotypical all smiling like student from Cameroon and just like swatting flies away from himself, doing the accent and everything. You're like, okay, that's Eddie Murphy. I guess he can get away with that, right? And so you're not too scared until...
And then I believe that's when Coleman comes in.
That's when Coleman comes in.
And then
yes.
he's just a drunk Irish priest.
Yes.
And so then we have our next, not a great stereotype, not a good look for people from Ireland. It's just, you know, he's coming in, he's all dolled up, he's offering drinks out of his flask and kindly turns down some beef jerky.
Yeah.
You know, but not the greatest look.
we're about to see much worse.
Yeah.
So by comparison,
but it's fine. Right now, we're just like, okay, so it was, it was sale at the spirit store. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we get Jamie Lee comes
Jamie
in.
Lee Curtis,
Final.
Olga from Sweden.
Yes. Dressed as an Austrian backpacker, but with a Swedish accent because Jamie Lee, God bless her Oscar-winning soul, could not do an Austrian accent. So would
it really be that important for this? I cannot believe they completely flipped on that character just because she couldn't do an Austrian accent. And who is really going to know?
It works for the character. I believe Ophelia couldn't do an Austrian accent and just went with Sweden.
Oh, it's fine.
It's fine.
It worked fine. And I mean, by the way, who's going to notice her accent the way she was dressed? Not to blame a woman for how she dresses, but let's just say that she looked pretty darn good. And she was dressed very deliberately to distract Mr. Beeks.
Correct.
Yes. So she was like putting her boobs in his face and saying, hey, can you help me with my backpack or
with
whatever
my
it
noop
is?
Suck?
Yeah, my noop suck. Right.
She had a very specific role in the shell game that they were playing with the briefcase, and her role is that she was the distraction.
And she's the least offensive of all of them, I think. I think Eddie Murphy gets away with it because, I mean, at least he's not in blackface. That would be really bad. I mean, if the movie went there, that would be pretty terrible.
And
right,
that
Aaron?
leads us
shit.
to our final component, Lionel.
Lionel. Okay, I'll intro Lionel for you. I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
Lionel.
Because I am not.
I know. Lionel is played by Dan Aykroyd, and he is a Jamaican student or something?
Yes.
Jamaican student. He has dreadlocks. He has like the Rastafarian hat on, and he comes in blackface and just being totally stereotypical Jamaican, like Rastafarian. It's like, I think I blacked out, pun intended, I guess, when I saw it because it's so bad. It's just like, it's shocking. I forgot about this. I totally forgot about this one part when I was watching it.
Part of the reason why I wanted to do this movie and why it was suggested is because whenever I watch reactors, and I watch a lot of people reacting, especially like Gen Z reacting to movies from the 80s, I love it. Mm-hmm. Whenever they watch this movie, whenever Lionel opens that door and comes through to the scene, there's a pause. And people gasp. Mm-hmm. And they almost always pause the movie and then there's just silence. Mm-hmm. Because no one can really take what is going on. Mm-hmm. Because no one has seen it.
Right. No, I mean, and it's people don't do this anymore. They don't do it anymore. It's like it is completely, and thank God it's not done anymore. Like for very good reason. People don't do this except for, once again, like Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. And
they've seen Tropic Thunder, and even then they don't realize what blackface is. They think that's maybe it. Maybe. And because that's not it, and that's done to caricature an actor with
like a method actor.
Yeah, a method actor, and not really this is what that is.
Right. No, this is like the worst example of it. I mean, okay, Soul Man beats it. Because the entire movie is in blackface. We're not going to talk about it. I just saw Aaron's face just drop. So we're not going to mention Soul Man right now.
My soul left my body just momentarily.
No, even talking about Dan Aykroyd in blackface is too much for her. I have to be our strength for her.
Again, when the ball will be back in my court whenever we talk about Yentl.
Oh, that's true. And then I'm going to be like, you take this one, girl. Yeah. I don't want to do it. For the 80s, it was what the 80s did. It's just what they did. They just fucking didn't give a shit. They just like put people in blackface. They were misogynistic. They made fun of people from other countries, and they had a blast doing it. That's just the way that it was. It's not as funny now, but it was of the time. And the whole thing is so slapstick, and the whole thing is so ridiculous that you can almost say, that's part of the ridiculousness of it, that it's like so over the top. I mean, once again, part of my job is to search for the good, which is what I am very clumsily attempting to doing right now. But it's not good. But just in the scene. But yeah, I mean, this entire scene is almost like just a standalone SNL sketch. Like the whole movie is kind of like, it's a little bit over the top, kind of slapstick, but this is like way over the top with the costumes and the caricatures and all that stuff, and like the shell game, as you called it, with the briefcase. So it definitely does stand out for that. But yeah, that was bad. We're not like Dan Aykroyd doesn't get to do that anymore. I wonder what he thinks about that. Has he ever commented on that?
I'm sure he has. I haven't been able to find anything online, but I'm sure it's out there. So find it.
Yeah, we'll find it. Well, yeah, find it. Go. We're emotionally exhausted from talking about this one scene, so we're maybe
I
going to move on.
do want to say that I'm sure Dan Aykroyd is a lovely,
He seems lovely.
human being.
He sang on the "We Are the World" album. Of course, he's lovely.
Yeah, he makes like Skull vodka, and he's like super into aliens. He seems really nice.
He
seems like a really nice human being.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that he is.
Wrote Ghostbusters. Like,
oh
yeah,
my God, he's so good.
Yeah, he's good.
I feel like he is Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's his character from like he's that guy.
He's just Ray.
He's just Ray.
He's just Ray, and he happens to make vodka.
Yeah,
yeah. Good
I'm
for
into
Ray.
it. Good for him.
Good for Ray.
Seems like he's doing great. I'm a fan.
We'll
forgive him.
Yeah,
it was a different time.
Different time.
Yeah,
and I don't think he wrote this, so I think you're fine. We'll just throw this in Landis's direction.
Well, he's already blamed for some much bigger things. So.
Yeah.
This is the least of Landis's
literally
worries.
Several months before this, I believe.
Oh yeah. Do you want to explain what happened for the people that don't know?
Yeah, several months before this, Mr. Landis was involved in a horrific accident on set during the making of the Twilight Zone movie, in which his segment went horribly awry. And the star of his segment, along with two child actors, so Vic Morrow and two child actors, were horrifically killed. And he then had to go to trial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, threatened to end his career. But I don't believe it. I think that like he still got Coming to America and some other stuff too, right? In spite of it.
It was... I believe, yeah, the trial ended up, he was found not guilty. I believe there were fines and such that he had to pay.
Because I think there were safety issues, right? Like there were safety issues that were overlooked, I think, if I'm recalling correctly.
It's a longer discussion. There was a lot going on there. Yeah.
Okay.
And to tell you the truth, I'm not so well versed in exactly what happened on that set to talk about it. But yes, but there were a multitude of issues.
Okay. Fair. All right, we can move on.
Move
on. Okay, so the next crime. I mean, we're about to get into kind of like we're moving into misdemeanor territory because I think that those are like the big ones. Am I missing any big ones?
Well, I mean, these are just like, crimes against the audience.
Yeah, really. Crimes against the audience, crimes against our conscience.
Yeah.
There's other crimes like within the movie, but there's also many crimes that are not actual crimes that I feel are criminal still. Like what? And we can get to the misdemeanors.
I want to know what those are.
The misdemeanors?
Yeah.
Okay, the little ones. Okay, use of the word mumsy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I felt my stomach sink when I heard, like, the way that she says it, too. It's like, mumsy. It's, gross.
I will say this, that everybody that isn't Louis and that isn't Billy Ray is a stereotype. Mm-hmm. So all of the white people are super white.
Like the whitest that you've ever seen on film.
They are the yuppies that Jello Biafra have warned us about for years.
Mm-hmm.
They are straight out of an L. Bean catalog. They are singing in barbershop quartets.
Oh, we'll get to
that. They are wearing horrific fashions. They are
terrible.
Treating their servants in the worst possible way. They're just awful. And then everybody that Billy Ray hangs out with, they're also stereotypes. They're kind of depicted as trash because they don't have any respect for his household. They don't have any respect for him, and
they party topless. They
wreck
the place.
They put their coals out on his rug,
his very expensive rug. Yeah,
like
not cool at all. And he kicks them all out.
Yeah.
Because he's learned the art. This is when he starts to turn, when he starts to be a respectable human being, I guess, according to the movie standards. But yeah, so you just listed a whole bunch of misdemeanors, actually. Mumsy, the a cappella song at the country club. That's pretty bad.
And you brought this up earlier before we started recording. It's not the song or who sings it. It's the lyrics if you listen to them.
If you really listen to them. It's basically these four guys at the country club singing about the sexual personalities, I guess, of each one of the women that are at the country club.
It's where each of them had sexual relations with each one of the girls.
Ugh.
And then whatever she was doing.
But if you do it as an a cappella song, it actually sounds sweet.
Oh, cool. Let's try that out. Valentine's Day is coming up. Let's give that a try. We've got like a couple weeks. Let's throw a song together and go sing it out.
Why not? Like, it's all in the packaging, Aaron. You don't understand.
My husband will divorce me. Do you know how quickly I will be single?
Oh my God. Let's test it out. Okay, so the acapella song is terrible, and the guys singing it are just like giving such small D energy. It's like not even funny.
Also, those guys, like, I don't know. I think they're all supposed to be somewhat recent college graduates, and those guys are like ranging ages between 48 and like 62.
But that's how they looked back then.
Oh
though.
my
They just
God.
aged differently. And like, it's just like Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, she doesn't look old, but she looks very mature. You know what I mean?
She definitely looks like mature. Like,
Yeah.
she's hot.
She's hot, smoking hot.
So
oh my God, when
hot.
she takes off her shirt, even I'm like, ooh, girl, look at you. You look great. You look fabulous. Like, she looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I would kill for that body. So good. No.
Everything.
I mean, I get it. I understand why they made her take her shirt off.
She offered.
She did?
Yeah, because she wanted to break out of being a scream queen.
Oh.
And she wanted to get into comedic roles, and they didn't have a lot of faith in her. So her willingness to take her shirt off is really what sold her to the producers.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I can see how it sold. Like, good for her. Once again, it was a different time. Wait, what other misdemeanors are there? Those are, the bows in the hair. The grown women with bows in their hair.
How all the yuppie women are dressed.
Yeah, they're dressed like JonBenet. Like, they look terrible. Like, they look like grown-up JonBenet Ramsey, and that's terrible. I mean, rest in peace. That's so sad. But that's what she looks like. Like, little girl pageant queens, but as grown women, and it's really, really, really bizarre.
Penelope's white dress that she wears before she has sex with Louis is
Woo!
literally what like a 4-year-old would wear to like a church ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
It's so disturbing.
Yeah, well, when they start to like get it on, like in the like what is it, like the den or something,
Yeah.
and she's like in her bra and underwear and the bow, I was just like, oh, there's so many elements of wrong here. There's so many elements wrong. It looks like a little girl is about to do something she should not be doing. And it's just the fashion that they put these women in, the yuppie women, I should say, awful, just terrible. And I don't think I've ever seen a person actually dressed like this. Maybe American Psycho had a couple. Was that an American Psycho?
I feel like American Psycho, they did a really good job of trying to make the women look sophisticated.
Okay.
Because they were always in like really chic restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
and they were in the back of limos, and
Yeah.
they were going to upscale like Christmas parties.
Right.
So they were making an effort to make them look very like top tier.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
You know,
Yeah.
but still 80s.
Right.
This was this was like role playing. Like, like
it's
this
so
was gross.
It's so gross. Okay. Those are the 3 main misdemeanors I have. Do you have any?
I have like a list of some of the fun actual crimes.
Okay.
Which the big one, and this is actually kind of like we fold this into like more of a fun fact, but it has to do with the ending, which is the insider trading, which is how the movie ends, which was rolled into a fun fact. So basically, when they are trying to corner the frozen orange juice market, is a little bit of insider trading done by buying the results of the market.
Sure. Whatever the hell
the weather
it is.
report.
Yes, the weather report.
Yes. Because of this, Wall Street, as part of the Transparency and Accountability Act, established what they now call the Eddie Murphy rule, which is fun. And it's the direct result of this movie, because how the movie ended, even though what Beeks was doing was a crime, what Louis and Billy Ray were doing was not a crime. They were very much cornering the market. You were allowed to do that. That was very legal at the time, although not how they gained that information, but the act of actually how they were doing it was very legal.
It was just like using the information that they got illegally that was illegal.
Right. So
Right.
Congress passed the Eddie Murphy rule, which was an act of financial reform, banning the kind of trading based on non-public government information depicted in the movie. So everything that was done at the end of the movie is now legal, but only as of 2010.
Wow. I love that. I want a law named after me.
One day.
One day.
You're young.
A girl can dream.
It could happen
Oh,
still.
thanks. Okay. Any other ones? Anything that we're forgetting, like from the actual film? Because the film itself, it's like, after like those major beats, it's just kind of like an 80s comedy that's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, there are little things that you can pick apart with it as far as like plot issues and things like that. Well, how did he kick him out of his house?
Yeah,
How did he, that you can kind of tear apart and throw. But the truth is like in the end, it's a really well done comedy.
Yeah, and it's very hand wavy, and they hand wave the stuff that they should have. It's just like, I don't need to know that information necessarily. We just know that like the Dukes are very rich and powerful. They can probably do a lot. Like they probably have a lot of people on the payroll, like both within their company and outside of their company, and so I'm glad that they kind of like glossed over that.
They were able to get their hands on angel dust, so maybe they were able to get their hands on like Winthrope's lease.
Yeah,
you never know. You never know. I don't know how he's able to get his lease. I don't know how he was able to get it. Like I don't really understand how Louis stealing marked $50 bills got him ejected from his club, because that seemed like such a low amount of money to steal.
Yeah.
But I guess it just goes towards integrity, and I don't belong to this club. So maybe that's something that comes up often. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm willing to just go with it.
You have to go with it in a movie like this. This is not like Inception.
Yeah.
Right? Like
fair.
We just go along with it. We don't need to know the details. Like the point is that these two men traded places.
Yes.
And we want to see the hilarity that ensues as a result of that. And they did a very, very good job.
Yeah. And the lessons that were learned. And the friends we made along the way.
Because
they did make friends.
And the pina coladas, like we sipped on the beach together after we won.
It's not about whether or not they had the rights to that lease.
It's not.
It's about, do you want to funk?
It's about, do you want to funk? Nice way of bringing it all the way back full circle. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. I'm very proud.
That's so great. Okay, next up, do we chuck or cherish?
Oh, we're going to cherish this movie.
I know. I love this movie so much.
I love this movie so much.
This is like so not up for debate at all.
And let's face it, we cherish this movie because of Eddie Murphy.
Oh, so good. Dan Aykroyd. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Everybody in it. Denholm Elliot is great in it. The Dukes are great. I mean, it's just a classic. It's just a classic, and it brings me joy.
It covers 3 holidays, so you can watch it. You have 3 times a year in which you can watch it, or you have an excuse to watch it.
Yeah.
So you can watch it. It's a Thanksgiving movie, it's a Christmas movie, and it's a New Year's movie.
Yeah, it's definitely, what I associate it the most with Christmas, I think. Like, I think it is kind of like one of the lost Christmas movies that never gets put on the Christmas movie list, but I think it deserves to be there.
I did learn during all my research for this that it is considered a major Christmas movie in Italy. So
Really?
It is actually played on primetime in Italy every year.
That's wild. I would never think that
it is
Trading Places would be an Italian hit over Christmas of all.
Like, it's their Christmas story.
Interesting.
And the families rejoice around it, and they have favorite scenes that they reenact.
Not Conclave? Just kidding.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's Conclave.
Because I would think that they would rally around that one, if I'm being honest. It's kind of like how we cherish Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
Yes, but they've literally, since it's come out, really get on board with this and watch the unedited version on primetime television.
I love that.
Every year.
Wait, they can watch it unedited on primetime television?
It's Italy.
You can do that?
Yeah, same as France.
Oh my God. Oh, I need to move. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. All right. Any bonus matter you want to discuss?
Yes, this film is filled with all sorts of crazy cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are really big. Some of them are very small. So I'm just going to quickly go through them. First one is Giancarlo Esposito as the fresh-faced thug in jail with no lines.
Lines.
I think he does have one line where he defends.
Mm-hmm.
He defends Billy.
I don't remember him having any lines, but maybe you
could
be right. You could be right. I'm not remembering
this. If you're not familiar with Mr. Esposito's work, he played Gus in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, and Stan Edgar in The Boys.
Yes. And he is fabulous and we love him.
Frank Oz, better known as the voice of Yoda, the voice of Grover, and the voice of Miss Piggy, makes a brief appearance as the police officer who tests and tastes the angel dust when Louis is being booked.
Going back to that question did cops actually ever really do that, or was that a movie thing?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Because you see it all the time in movies from a long time ago where they kind of dip their finger in the cocaine to see if it's actual cocaine. It's like, do you take a cocaine tasting test or something? Like, how does that work?
And I don't get the rubbing it on their teeth either. So I don't know that one either. I guess it's just because maybe we're sheltered and we just don't know like these things. But
Well, they're doing it on their gums, most likely.
okay.
Because it absorbs faster that way. Don't ask me how I know.
All
I
right,
just know this.
cool. See, I'm learning things every day, and that is the beauty of life. Every day. On the bus scene with Grumpy Santa eating salmon out of his beard, one of the disgusted bus patrons is Edie Falco. So she is very young. She is trying to look away. Penelope's gal pal Muffy is played by Kelly Curtis, Jamie Lee's sister. The pawnbroker that doesn't want to buy Louis' watch because it is hot is Bo Diddley.
Oh, nice.
Jim Belushi is Harvey, the drunk guest that is dressed like a gorilla that is later stripped.
Oh, yeah.
Former Senator Al Franken and his comedy writing partner and best buddy Tom Davis were the baggage handlers.
Yeah.
Originally, it was supposed to be Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas as the McKenzie brothers, but they couldn't make the scheduling work.
Aw. Well, you know what? I'm glad I got to revisit Al Franken for like a second.
Yes.
I miss him.
I miss him too. And we need him now.
We
more than ever.
need him back so bad.
Arlene Sorkin, who was the original inspiration for Harley Quinn and soap folks who might recognize her from Days of Our Lives, she played Calliope, was the high-class blonde that was hitting on Billy Ray. And finally, Muppeteer Richard Hunt plays Wilson, the Duke brothers trader who was demolished on the stock exchange floor.
Nice. Aw, that was such a good rundown of all the cameos. Lots of cameos. That
Yeah.
was really good. You know what? This movie holds a very special place in my heart. And I got like little joy bursts whenever I saw like the cameos that I did recognize. You recognized way more than I did, actually. And despite some of the problematic parts of the film, I'm really glad that I got to rewatch it again. I'm really glad that the bad parts didn't bother me that much to ruin the whole thing for me. And I mean, I was reminded of like Eddie Murphy's genius. Like, I want to go and revisit like more Eddie Murphy movies from the 80s because he was just on fire back then. And he was legendary. Like, he was like one of the best comic actors. I mean, he's one of the best comic actors we've ever had. But I don't know. I feel like he kind of faded away a little bit. I'm ready for him to come back. I'm ready for him to be back in my life. I need to revisit some of this stuff.
I feel like he comes and goes in waves.
Mhm.
This was his second movie, but this was right after 48 Hours. And again, I too cherish Eddie Murphy. Again, he comes and goes in waves. Like every now and then, like he'll be on a downhill slope and then he does Dreamgirls or then he's back down and then he does Dolomite and then he's like back down.
Oh, yeah, Dolomite.
Yeah. And
that's so
so
good.
he's due to come back. We do have a new Shrek movie coming out. So maybe that will help.
Oh, donkey.
Yeah,
Can't
so
wait.
he is a great donkey. He is great in so many things. And again, just when he is on, he is a genius.
Yes, he is. I mean, definitely get your movie on, get your Eddie Murphy appreciation on if you haven't seen anything with him in a while. Be reminded of what a joyful comedy looks like. That's something that we don't get a lot of nowadays.
Yes.
Or like a lot of comedies, and the 80s was filled with them. And it was also filled with a lot of misogyny, racism.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta take the good, you take the bad. There you have it.
And
The
there you
facts
go.
of life.
The facts of life.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, I could keep on singing that song. You should not have started. You should not have started. Now I will not be able to shake that theme song out of my head. Oh, thank you for that. Okay. Well, any parting words for our audience?
No, I'm off to go funk.
Oh, I want a funk. Do you want a funk?
I do want to.
Oh my God, let's go funk. Eric is totally cool with it. My boyfriend's cool with it too. It's cool.
Okay, great.
All right. Awesome. Thanks. All right.
Bye.
Bye.